Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Brew with Memli. It's been a while and today I'm going to show you how to brew the best of our new coffee from Finca Lorraine and Adaura coffee from Panama. This coffee was produced by Marcus Duran and Edwin Rosas in Panama. They produce our very popular geisha natural dry fermentation, and today we are bringing you the natural process Catuai lot number 4. The elevation here is about 1700 meters above sea level. And we have a dried classic natural for about 15 days. I'm gonna use my favorite flat bottom brewer, the Orea, paired with the Sibarist filter and the cold bloom method. And I believe this creates one of the best natural process coffee that I've ever tried. I'm gonna do 3 equal pours of 60 grams for a total of 180 grams. So it's a 1:15 ratio, slightly stronger, using 12 grams of coffee and, as I said, 180 grams of water. Let's start with the bloom, cold. So cold meaning 10 degrees below the classic temperature. I often brew this coffee at 90 degrees Celsius, so I'm gonna do a cold bloom at 80 degrees Celsius. 60 grams at 80. And I'm using a relatively fine grind size, about 7 on my DD, and I'll put the equivalent somewhere here. Our second pour at 45-50 seconds until 120. And so I really believe this coffee paired with the Sibarist, the cold bloom, allows you to grind a little bit finer and extract beautiful notes out of this coffee. I'll put the roast profile somewhere near. And basically for this coffee, I did a very long sort of soak or lower gas application before building up my energy to really slowly develop those flavors and have a shorter development time, which I often do for my natural process. As a result, in this coffee, you will find delicious notes of grapes as well as tropical notes. But what I really want you to find is the floral notes, which is beautiful and very rare often on natural processed coffee. And some nice candy sweetness. You should finish your brew about, here I'm at 2 minutes and 25 seconds, anywhere between 225, 230, up to 240. You should have a good brew. Now let's move on to tasting. So on the nose, a beautiful aromatic, really grapey, like red grape. Bit tropical, not so much, and quite floral, which is really interesting for a natural process, more floral like frangipani. Now we're gonna start to taste hot, and you can see the coffee is pretty light. I ended up my temperature on my roast in the lower end to really preserve those residual sugars. It's a very sweet cup of coffee, and you have absolutely no sign of fermentation or funkiness with this natural process from Panama, brewed with a cold bloom. So when it's hot, really candy-like, tropical, floral, and grapes. Really enjoy here is the acidity, kind of like a jammy berry-like acidity. So quite medium, not too high, too bright, but very lively. That would be the right word to describe the acidity of this coffee. So it can be a good crowd pleaser as well. Texture is quite syrupy. It's not light as you may expect from a lighter roast, but because of the natural process, it gives this nice texture, this silkiness in the coffee. It's really silky and syrupy. It's not juicy or tea-like. It's kind of in a medium body. And the finish is extremely sweet and super lingering. That's why it has a really nice balance and nice score as well for natural Catuai. And that's something I really wanted to showcase through my roast and through my brew, is that Adaura coffee has this almost signature taste, whether it's their geisha that we had that was super popular but it's sold out unfortunately, or this Natural Catuai. You have this cleanness, this round structure of sweetness, florality, and nice fruitiness as well. And so that's That's the reason why I really enjoy roasting and brewing these coffees, to really showcase both the terroir aspect, the classic sort of Panamanian geisha vibe, but also the farmer's job through the processing, through the cleanliness of the process to extract such a beautiful flavor notes. When it cools down, it gets less tropical, so we are losing the tropical fruit. It keeps maintaining the grapes, and we have a nice floral that showcase here, which is once again often things you find in super high-end natural geishas or washed process, right? But really rarely in a natural Catuai. That's why this is, at this date, the best Catuai I've ever tried. Amazing. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have any question about the coffee or the brewing method, and see you next time for more coffee.